What's going on, everybody? My name is Ken. Welcome to another video. Yes, I am shooting outside today for a separate channel that I have. I do lawn care services advice. So I do have another video, and if you guys want to check that out, video channel. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll put a link in the description below. But today is all about the Akaso V50x, and we're going to be doing a 2-week, 3-week update for this particular Casio. But most importantly, I am going to be answering your questions. I got a lot of emails when I shot my first video about the Akaso V50x. So we're going to try to answer all those questions for you. And if I don't get a chance to answer your question, continue to send me emails. I'll be more than happy to respond, or leave a comment below. Guys, we would love to hear what you have to say. And just remember, there's no dumb question. We all want to know and get better at shooting these videos with these particular action cameras. So with that, guys, I'm going to go inside. So hold on. All right, guys, so there's some questions that I got after I did the initial video of the Akaso V50x. Again, I want to talk about the feel of it. And what I meant was, when it had a rubbery feel, you can see these little specks right here. It has a really good grip to it, so which means that it's not going to slip out of your hands. It's not going to do none of those other things. Can it slip out of your hand? Yes. But if you have a really good mount, or if you have it in your hand, you're gonna feel the gripness of it. It's really good. It's made out of some high quality, to me, made out of some high quality rubber that you guys are gonna really see the difference is in between this camera and some of the other cameras that's out there, particularly for this particular dollar value. Again, under $100, you can't really beat that. So let's dive into some of the other questions that I got. One of the questions that I got is 10K at 90 frames per second, is image stabilization is on. So let's take a look at it right quick. So I'm turn this around, cut it on. As you can see, it's in 4K 30. So there's resolution right here. And let's just say we're gonna shoot at 10K 90 and exit out of that. So as you can see, the image stabilization icon is not there. So what I meant was, you cannot shoot in 10K 90 at 1080p at 90 frames per second with no image stabilization. That's why the image stabilization on here is gone. I'm gonna pause right quick, guys, and get another battery. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back. As you can see, I got a full battery. One of the things that we talked about, the accessories that they come with, I love this particular charging case right here, guys, and the fact that it has the charging wire with it, and this one fits. I know you guys probably seen one of my videos, and I ragged about how the battery didn't fit the case and the charger didn't fit the case, but this actually fits. But for an action camera and for a manufacturer to produce a product like this that's under $100 and you get so many accessories, you got to give it up to them, guys, and you got to get them props for that. So you get a lot of different things with this, as I stated in my first video. So you get a lot of different things with this particular camera. So I'm gonna move this to the side here. All right, so I'm gonna turn this back on. So again, back to the 1080 at 90 frames per second. So you do not have image stabilization on there. So if I switch this and I go back to resolution and I go to 2.7K at 30 frames per second, exit out of there. There you go. The image stabilization icon is on. So that's what I meant when you can't shoot at 1080 at 90 frames per second with that particular stabilization is on. Now, I've tried all the other settings and it works, but at 10K 90, it did not work. All right. So let's talk about some other things that I got, questions that I got. I got a question about slow-mo. So there is a setting for slow-mo on here. So here we go. It allows you to record slow-mo at 1080 at 90 frames per second. It allows you to record it at 720 at 120 frames per second. Of course, the 1080 at 90 is going to be your better option. And but you know, you do have another frame rate will give you more frames per second at 720. So particularly me, I would shoot it at 2K at 60 and slow it down in post. To me, that's a better quality video. You might not get as much slow depth as you would in the other ones, but 2K at 60 is a better, or 10K at 60 is a better option for me. You guys may think something totally different, but to me, that's better. Let's go to and I had a question about the gyroscope and the stabilization. To me, I think these two are the same. Before I did the update, and again, I know some people asked for the update. I will go in and put a link in the description below for that update. If I didn't put it in the first video, I apologize, but I will make sure you get into this video. And just follow the prompts. I know a lot of people ask, how do you do the update? If you need an SD card. So, but if you go in there and you just read the directions, it'll tell you exactly step by step on how to perform the update. So again, image stabilization and gyroscope, I think they're all the same. You had this particular option before you did the update. After the update, you had this particular option right here. So you have both of those. I leave both of those settings on because it gives you a better stabilization. To me, that's better if you leave both of those on. And the next question that I got was about hyperlapse. So I'm gonna exit out of this, turn it back on. We'll go back into settings. I don't see a setting for hyperlapse. I know there's a setting, as we've seen it before, there's a setting for time lapse. So I'm not sure if the person meant time lapse, but there are a big difference between time lapse and hyperlapse. As you know, time lapse lets you record. If you sit it outside, sit it somewhere, and over a certain period of time, it allows you to speed that up and give you what they call a time lapse. I haven't shot one with this camera yet, but I will soon. However, when you're talking about hyperlapse, if I'm not mistaken, hyperlapse is like I have it on my S10, or you can have it on your S8, whatever you might have. Hyperlapse allow you to basically have a fast-paced motion during what are you doing at that particular time. So a time lapse is a period of time. A hyperlapse is now, if that makes sense. So I hope I answered that question correctly. If not, just send me another email and I'll try my best to respond to you in a different way. So again, I hope I did go over that. So resolution, I got a question about all the resolutions. So you got 4K 30, yeah, 2K at 30, 2K 7 at 30, 2K 60, 2K 30, 1080p 90, again, no image stabilization, 1080p 60, 1080p 30, and of course you have your 720, 120, they give you a slow motion. 720, 60 can give you a slow motion, but it may look choppy. And then your last is 720, 30. So those are your options for that. And so if you wanted to shoot that, you can. Still photos, I hadn't really shot anything yet, but it does shoot photos, still photos at 4K 30. I haven't shot anything still photos using that option yet. I just been using some other things, but you know what, I take that back. I have shot some videos today, and I'm gonna put those I'm gonna put those at the end of this video, so you guys check for that. External microphones. I got a question about external microphones. Now, I was told by a viewer that the external microphone is coming. So I know the question was asked, can you use any external microphones? Well, of course, no. You definitely want to make sure it has something that fit this option over here. But I have not tried an external microphone with any of the Akasios. So I'm pretty sure that it's going to be something coming out. If Akaso allows you to use, like GoPro, a external amp or whatever you want to call it, and you can connect your microphone to it. Like right now I'm using a Boya mic to record this video. It'll definitely allow you to produce videos at a higher quality. So as of right now, I don't know of any microphones that you're going to be able to use with this particular Casio, but as the viewer told me, that something is coming here soon. So hopefully we'll all get a chance to see that. The iOS setting. So it allows you, I leave mine in auto, with the Casio, particularly with the action camera. I kind of just leave it at auto. Now if I'm shooting with something heavy or sturdier, I kind of go into a manual setting. But as you can see, it has all the different settings for your iOS, your ISO settings. So I typically leave mine at auto. Same thing with white balance. I kind of leave it at auto. I know the question was, what are my settings? So I just leave mine at auto. Now, if I'm in an area where it's super bright, I may switch that to daylight to try to get a different look to it. Now, the one thing I would say, no matter what action camera you're using, if you're in an area where it's very cloudy, now those are the time I do make sure I switch it from auto. Particularly if I'm up north, if there's snow or something like that going on and we're traveling, I try to switch it to cloudy to get a better shot. So those are some options for you guys as well. But typically if I'm in a house, I normally don't shoot in the house with an action camera, particularly this action camera, because an action camera is meant to be outside. You get your better shot outside, particularly with a Casio. If you're in a low light setting, in particular like I am right now, you're not going to get a good shot. Now I do not. A lot of people ask me for some night footage. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel the need to shoot any because to me it'll distract from the good part of the camera, because it does not have a very good low light or night view in the Casio. Now remember, you're getting a quality camera for under $100, so it's not going to be perfect. There are going to be a lot of things that are not going to be particularly right for it. But for those of you who are looking for an action camera, who are looking to start doing some vlogging outside, things of that nature, you're not going to get a good low light setting because it's not going to be perfect. It's under $100, guys, and to be honest with you, the type of lens and things of that nature that they put into this camera is very small. So you got to remember, this is not going to get you, no action camera, honestly, is going to get you good low light. I don't care if you go with a GoPro, you go with any other action camera, Akaso, any action camera, your low light setting is not going to be great because remember, it's not meant to be shot in a low light setting. However, if you're outside, like I said before, in a cloudy section, definitely change that to cloudy. So get a better shot. And I know I got another question, but we're talking about audio and lighting. I did shoot a video this morning at the park, and you guys are going to see that here shortly, going over the audio part of it. And I want to preface you guys that the quality is not that great, but for an action camera, to me, is good. So in particular, this action camera right here, because you're getting it under $100. So I wanted to preface that by saying you're not going to get everything you want in an action camera. Even if you get the $400 GoPro, you're not going to get everything you want in an action camera. It's just not going to be there because it's a small unit and it's not designed for that particular environment. So you're going to get a good quality camera. I mean, it shoots really good pictures and it does really good. I mean, I shot some videos from my other channel. I have a lawn channel that I do lawn stuff for. You're gonna get a good quality camera for under $100. So I think if you guys just pay attention to what you're getting, you won't be disappointed. It's gonna be a good action camera for you. It's gonna be definitely good for your budget, and it's gonna be wonderful for those of you who are looking to stay under that $100 range. And stay tuned, guys, because I got a big announcement at the end of the video as well. So let's go one last thing. I know there was a bunch of questions that I got, and I'm sorry that I did not get a chance to answer everybody's question. However, if you shoot me an email, I put my emails in the description below, along with the information on how to do the firmware update. If you shoot me an email, I'll try my best to, or if you leave a comment. A lot of people email me versus leave a comment, guys. I know that some people think that they don't want their question asked on through YouTube because they may think it's a dumb question. But listen, there is no dumb question, and I don't have all the answers, and I'll definitely try to find them for you. But the color settings, I normally leave mine in neutral. There are some other options right here, black and white. And I never really tried these other two because I leave mine in a neutral setting. So I can't answer any of those questions that regarding color because I only shoot in that particular setting. And I'm just going to touch on it just a little bit on the time lapse for that particular person who asked me about time lapse or hyperlapse. These are your settings for that, for time lapse. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other videos out there that can go over this. I haven't shot any time lapse with this particular camera yet. I probably will, but these are your settings for time lapse. So if you check out some other channels, I'll try to see if I can find some to go over those particular options. These are your time lapse, and then of course that's your picture settings, your resolution for pictures. I have all that here, and you can shoot. I have mine set at 12, but you can shoot it in 20, 8, 5, and 3. Go back out of that. You have a self timer. So for those of you who want to go out and maybe shoot some things, and you're not sure if you're gonna get the perfect shot, you have an option to move the camera or any, just like any setting like that. You can leave it, and then you can try to get the best shot for it before it shoots. So you have 3 seconds to do that. You have 1 second up to 30 seconds. That's why it's a long time in order to get that shot. So again, you have time lapse when it comes down to photo, and basically what that is, it'll shoot photos every other second. Burst photos, so it shoots a lot of them. You have a scene, exposure time, ISO for this. You have also your white balance for that. So I really hadn't been in all of these particular settings here for the camera motion, because the only thing I've been using it for really has been for action, particularly outside, again, for my other channel. And for those of you who want to check that channel out, I'll put a link in the description below for that. So yeah, that's what I've done. So I really hadn't done too much with the action camera other than using it for the video portion of it. But I have taken some pictures, and I'm gonna put those at the end. All right, guys. So I'm gonna turn this off. Let you guys listen to the nice sound. I like that sound. I know a lot of people say they hate it, but I love it. I love it when it come on. I'm gonna turn it on for you too. And you can set it where, oh, let me make sure I answer one last question. I told him I would definitely make sure I answer a question. He asked the question about the time and date. Let me go to that. Again, you have your angles, and you have driving mode, your WDR. All right, so date and time. Now you can change this in order to change the date and time. You have different settings right there. But if you want to turn off the let me get out of that real quick. If you want to stop the time, and if you want to stop the date for showing up on your videos, you go. I'm gonna go back because just in case you missed that. You go to date stamp, and you go to off. That's how you get the time, the date, and the year and all that off of your videos. So again, you go back to date stamp, arrow key, and select off. And that's how you get all that off. So I apologize. That should have been the first, because I got that. He sent me that email like 4 or 5 times, and I told him I would make sure I answer it in the video today. But other than that, guys, and that's how you format your card. And of course, you can reset it to manufacturer setting. But if you have any more questions regarding the Akaso V50X, please feel free to send me an email or leave a comment in below, and we'll definitely answer your questions. The good thing about this format here, guys, so if I don't have the answer, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there that may have the answer for you. We have another video coming soon of another action camera that's going to be under that $100 range. So make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that particular portion of the video as well. So right, so we're gonna turn this off one more time. Love that sound. All right, guys, so as you can see, it does have a wide angle view, and that's really good about this Akaso. The one thing I like about this Akaso is it has a rubbery feel to it, which means that it's not gonna slip out of your hands. It's not slick around the edges. It's really rubbery, and it has a really good feel to it. It has a really good grip to it. So that's one of the things I do like about this Akaso V50X. I think all of the Akasos had that issue as well. It's not an issue, it's a great thing. It had that great thing as well, where it has that rubbery feel to it. It's not going to slip out of your hands. You're going to get a really good grip with it. So Akaso did a really good job with that. Now, as you probably noticed, my voice has changed. And the thing is, because like most action cameras, you want to record behind the camera. So if you're going to buy an action camera and try to use it for front-facing vlogging, you're going to need to get something with an external mic that has that connection with an external mic. Now with the firmware update, this is going to use an external mic. So that's really good. So I normally don't try to use an action camera for the audio part of it. You want to use it for the wide angle view. So if you're going to be using this for vlogging, I highly suggest you get something with an external mic that allows you to connect an external mic to the camera, just like this Akaso does. So so for those of you who've been asking me questions about the audio, well, any action camera out there, I think even with the new GoPro, is the volume settings in it is so small, meaning that it's really used for action, for you to be behind it. So if you're going to use it for vlogging and things of that nature, you definitely want to get something that you're going to use that support an external mic, because you're not going to get it. Now you probably can update it in post, but it's not going to be nearly, and I'm going to show you guys it in the video, it's not going to be nearly as good if you would use something with an external mic or use a different camera all in general. So that's really good. So again, this Akaso support an external mic. Some of the other ones don't, but this one do. So that's one thing you're going to give this Akaso. For 99 bucks, you can't beat that. To get a camera, if you update the firmware, you do have the option to use an external mic. And again, I don't have one at the time. I was told by a viewer it's coming soon. So be on the lookout for that as well. So we're going to do some quick pans around the park. So show you guys some view with the stabilization of a gimbal, how that looks. So hold on. All right, guys, so as you can see, there's a lot of information, a lot of things you can do with this particular camera, and there's a lot of information that's out there. But one of the reasons I want to shoot outside too, because I want to show you guys something. I got a question about, for those of you who don't have a gimbal for your action camera, you don't want to spend that money, or if you already have a gimbal for your phone and you don't want to buy a separate gimbal. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. I understand it completely. And so, because I don't have a second gimbal for my action camera. However, I am getting one, and I'm going to be doing a review on that as well. But I want to show you guys this right here. This is what I use. And I'll put a link in the description below for this. Basically, you hook this up to your gimbal, your phone gimbal. And if you have just a regular stabilizer, it'll hook on that as well. You just basically clamp these in and you balance it out, and you can be able to shoot good footage for your camera or for your videos. So for those of you who don't have, and this is the back part of it too, so you still get a chance to see exactly what you're shooting and get a very good stabilization out of it. So if you don't have, or you don't have the money to spend on a second gimbal, you can buy this. And I think this is under 20 bucks. So I'm gonna put a link in the description so you guys can check that out. And you can go to my link down there and you can purchase it from Amazon at no additional cost to you. So those are some things you can use externally to help you guys shoot better videos with your action camera. Particularly for those action cameras that don't have great stabilization, this right here will work for it. It's specifically if you have already a gimbal for your phone that you're currently using. And there are some cheap gimbals out there, and I did a review on the Zhiyun Q3 smooth camera, and I'm gonna put sorry, it was the gimbal. I'm gonna put a link in the description up there for you guys can check that out as well. So if you go purchase that, I think it's under on Amazon now, it's under 60 bucks plus 20 bucks for this. You guys can have your good stabilization. You can buy your cheaper action camera and have a great quality video. So you don't have to go spend a lot of money to get the quality that you guys are looking for. So guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. So if you have any other questions, don't feel free to email me or feel free to comment below, like I said before, and we'll be more than happy to answer your question. Guys, I appreciate the love and support. And the big announcement that I'm gonna make today is I'm actually gonna be giving this camera, this action camera, away. Once we reach 250 subscribers, I'm going to give this one away. The firmware has already been updated. So if you guys wanna win something for free, just subscribe to the channel. You had to be a subscriber. Subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna pick one of the viewers between 1 and 250 and give this camera away too. So guys, don't forget to do that. I really appreciate you guys for liking and subscribing and sharing the videos. Again, you can win this camera, and again, we really do appreciate you guys. So all right, guys, so I'm gonna wrap this video up again. And if you have any other questions, feel free to email me or comment below. All right, guys, I'm gonna get to some of y'all work, and y'all stay tuned and have a great day.